Hello. Sorry, guys. Beth's just taking selfies.
No, I just got a gap in my hair. It looks greasy, and I washed it yesterday.
I've been washing mine and it's getting greasier lately. I think it's the change of weather.
Hello.
Hello. What are we talking about?
We are talking about...
Oh, let's wait. Can we keep... Brian, can you put some sad music in the background? Oh, we're talking about...
the wedding blues.
Ugh.
It happens.
It's normal.
You need to be prepared for it.
You do.
We're going to talk about what they are.
Yes.
Why you get them.
Yes.
How to manage them.
Yes.
And our top tips on what to do to plan for the following year of your first year of married life.
So, without further ado,
roll
the
intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome
the Unfiltered Bride Podcast. Tips from the top table and beyond.
so you know it's going to be juicy.
You'll never guess who sponsors the podcast again.
It's got to be our favourites, Crafty Lab.
If you're an avid listener, you'll know that they are the home of the viral wedding newspapers that I had at my wedding.
But we wanted to tell you even more about them, so let's do some quick fire tips.
Yes, okay, go.
You can fully personalise your newspapers. It's not a template. Each newspaper is completely different and you can write whatever you want, so it's all about you.
You can use them anywhere from ceremony chairs to wedding breakfast tables, roll them up with string, choose a booklet option or leave them flat. They all look bougie.
They can be fun and functional, crosswords, order a service and taxi numbers.
And all those tips I give on TikTok. Think Irish goodbyes, meet the wedding party, your love story, anything and everything.
Printed in classic black and white or colour, there's loads of options to make sure they fit your wedding aesthetic.
It's easy. They basically do it all for you. And I am 100% certain that your guests are going to love it. So make sure you get your order in now.
Don't forget to use the code UNFILTERED for 10% discount too. Okay, wedding blues.
Okay.
Firstly,
Yeah.
we'll talk about what they are.
Yep.
Then I want to know if you got them.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll talk about why X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
So, wedding blues.
Shall I get the actual definition? You give your definition.
So, my definition of the wedding blues is the come down after the wedding. You've consumed your whole entire life. You've consumed your whole entire bank
pause
account.
right there. That's the issue. Is that it's so weddings are so all consuming that then when they're gone, it's like a missing arm. Carry on.
I'm still paused.
Yeah, carry on.
If anyone's watching on YouTube, my hands are still in the same position. You've consumed your whole life, your whole bank account. You've had all your friends and family obsessed with the wedding, obsessed with you, obsessed with the day. They've all been together in a different capacity that you'd never have everyone together. It's been a whirlwind. It's like a drug, isn't it? It's like the endorphins.
Yeah.
Provided by a wedding, and your family would have stepped up in ways you would have never.
They would have also pissed you off in ways that you never
Maybe,
would have.
yeah. So basically, it's just that you're on cloud 9, having the best day of your life. Now you're married,
And it's the thing of, because if especially when you've just got married, you think you're never going to be getting married again, obviously. So you're thinking like, that's it. I will never be a bride again. Never have a wedding day.
And it's sad. Like,
It is sad.
Like, being a bride, wearing a bride jumper, wearing white.
Yeah.
I'm engaged. I'm a fiancé.
Don't it actually look like you were engaged then? I've got a ring on this finger now.
I know, I saw
It's
the
cute,
video.
isn't it?
Cute.
This is my girl boss hand, and this is my family hand. Oh, sorry, Beth.
Good bird, get me a ring. Anyway, so yeah, wedding blues. It's a real thing.
So it's actually
spoken about a lot.
No, and it's actually depression.
Yeah.
It's actually, we're calling it wedding blues, and that's what everybody calls it. But actually, it's like when you lose a job, I guess, like something that you've done all this stuff for and you've worked really hard for is then literally just like gone.
Just gone.
And how do you feel that time? How do you feel the energy? How do you feel the gap? Because when you're getting married, that's what you talk about a lot.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you talk about then?
So, did you have wedding blues?
No.
I feel like it's a bit different for you though, because you work in the industry, you're around weddings, people are always talking about your wedding. You get to talk about your wedding with your clients all the time.
Somebody messaged me the other day and said, oh my God, I don't know how you still do weddings. I literally can't even talk about somebody else's wedding without getting really upset. And I was like, I just but I've always done it. I love I genuinely love weddings. So to me, it's just going back to work.
Do you feel like you compare or say, oh, I wish I did that, or so and so had this at their wedding, I wish it looked like this, or oh, that's a cool new trend, I wish we could have done that?
Yeah, definitely. Like we spoke about it in that episode of like what people look like. I definitely would go back and change what I looked like. But also I think, you know, as you get older and you get, like most people get better with age, I think, or at least styles change, and therefore when you look at yourself you think, oh, I look better now than I did then. I would go back and change, I don't know, I would change a few things about a wedding, but equally also not change anything about a wedding because I had the best day ever. So it is just because, and maybe it's worse for me in some ways as well, because I am surrounded by weddings that I go to and I'm like, for fuck's sake, that would have been cool.
Do you feel like you are caught up on anything that didn't go to plan? Like, did you get hung up on certain things that certain people, maybe the way they behaved? And I know you had that issue. And do you know what I mean? Did you get caught up on the bad stuff? I feel like you and Brian are quite like positive people, so you don't stick on that. But like we did something in the previous episode where she said about her dad, and like you can really get hung up on things.
It's because a wedding day makes you question the people that, like, stuff happens and you think, oh fuck, I never thought that that would be you on that day, kind of thing.
Don't point at me.
Sorry,
like that.
you on that kind of day. So there's
all I did was get drunk and be a good guest.
you were a great guest, actually. I'll give you that.
Tell me how I was a good guest.
Tell me how pretty I am. You were a good guest because, well, I'll take out the fact that you were a supplier, because I'm ignoring any of the stuff that you did on the day that was actually supplier stuff, because you were also did all my styling. You ate when you were supposed to eat. You drank more than what you're supposed to drink, which is good.
What was in my allowance?
You played. Did you play beer pong?
Yeah.
Yeah, you played the games.
I
you
was
did
with
the
Isla.
sparklers. You thingied Isla. You were there till the end.
That sounded weird. You thingied Isla.
All right, sorry. You entertained Isla. You even got glitter on your face, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that's not something Beth would do lightly.
Only for Isla. If Georgie asked me to, I'd tell her to shove up her arse.
No, you were a good guest. But
I also turned up the next day hanging out of my arse.
Did you?
To watch racing.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Hang.
Yeah. This is the problem. Everybody wants a second day thing, but actually, fucking hell, we should just stayed in bed. You don't realise how early your checkout is until the morning after your wedding. And Brian was dead. Brian, have you had post-wedding blues? No. Oh, he said no. I just think there's... So going back to your question, when I don't think we're hung up too much on anything that went wrong. There's people that we haven't spoken to since our wedding, which is super interesting, because I think anytime you speak to someone who's married, they will tell you there's someone at their wedding that they haven't spoken to since their wedding, which is mad.
Was there a discussion, or was it just straight?
Different people, different answers to that. Some people as well that you just are close to at the time of getting married and then not.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to think when you're planning your wedding that you then won't have spoken to those people after.
Yeah.
Especially when people have bigger numbers. Like ours was a bit different because it was smaller. But yeah, crazy how much time and energy you spend on the guest list to then look back after and be like, fuck's sake, I didn't realise that's how that... All people that didn't come to the wedding. Like, that's the other one. I think, I'm not speaking to you again.
Yeah.
Because you literally cost me £200. So unless you're going to pay that...
we won't resume our friendship. Yeah. So in terms of wedding blues then, what can cause wedding blues? So obviously just the whole day itself, something going wrong.
Yeah, because I think there's a... Regret would be a massive one. But also if something does go wrong, as in, I don't know, as in the cake falls over... It's hard for me to talk about because I'm quite a chill person. I'm like, oh, fuck it, whatever. But for some people, they would really overthink that forever. And
also, it's the procedures and the emails you've got to do if something did go wrong with a supplier, for example. Yeah. You've got to drag and claw that back.
Oh, mate, paying for stuff after our wedding was a ball ache. As in, like, because I know that we did the episode with Brian where we didn't pay for anything, but as in people ask for money post-wedding. Like, really? That's, yeah, like our accommodation, what else was after the wedding? Just like some of the suppliers are like, oh yeah, pay me after. I think our florist, so we had a florist that did some of our flowers. She was like, yeah, pay me after, which at the time I was like, awesome, cool, it means I can focus on the wedding. But then after I was like, for fuck's sake, I don't want to pay for stuff after.
What I would say is, from my perspective, which isn't enjoyable for our clients or us, like we don't enjoy doing it, but damages.
Yeah.
Like guys, if you're going to damage stuff, you got to fucking pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, why should a supplier foot that bill when you get like, we're used to it, and we have clients that go, no worries, paid, thank you so much, you guys are amazing, like, so sorry that happened.
It's awkward because you've, like, I had this literally the other day with my clients because we ordered glassware in. Obviously some glassware is going to break, so there's going to be I think their bill was like £27.
Yeah.
But we'd already done the congratulations email, the thanks so much email, the have a wonderful honeymoon, blah blah blah, and then 3 weeks later I've got an email and go, here's the damages for your glassware. It's just a bit like,
you build this relationship with your clients, and like, for us as well, we found this summer it's been really shitty actually, because we dedicate so much time and effort and energy, and we want you to have the best day, and we can't wait to see the photos, we can't wait for your feedback, we can't wait for that Google review. Like, it makes our job, what we do, like, completely worth it when we see all of that and get feedback. But it's when things turn sour, and like sometimes it's over like a £30 invoice, and I'm like, guys, like something happened the other day where stuff went missing and we had it out the next week, so like we had to replace it, or the stuff needed to come back.
And it's just, that's the sort of thing when people finish with their wedding. I don't think wedding blues hit immediately in my experience with people I've spoken to. It takes a bit of time, and then you suddenly, when you go back to work and you're like, fuck's sake, this is boring. That's when people are then like, I don't want to do anything to do with my wedding now. So when you're sending invoices for damages, they're like, nah, fuck off, I don't want to deal with that right now.
And it's like, it's even worse when you get a really nice email back, you send the damages, and they're like, well, actually, this candle wasn't straight, and you're like, you've just said babe. You've had them, like, and it's just something like, remember your suppliers in the post-wedding blues. I know you guys are down, but like, remember what everyone has done for you collectively, especially your family and friends as well.
I think people get a bit of wedding blues as well from suppliers, in terms of like, a lot of couples build relationships with their suppliers. Like, I'm probably never going to speak to you again, but we're probably never going to speak again. It's really weird. Like, and it's always hard for me to say goodbye at the end of a wedding as well, because I'm like, okay, bye, see you never.
I saw something the other day where it was about hairdressers, and they were saying like how much they invest in like their counselling, their life, pregnancies, miscarriages, all of that. Like, we're with you. Usually we're with you for about 2 years. Like, we're in constant communication. We're seeing you. We're like, you have babies, you move house. You're like, we're with you on this journey. And then it stops. Like, I had a couple of my clients, like, I keep in touch on WhatsApp, and I'm like, or I've got them on Instagram. Just so I
love stalking my couples on Instagram.
Keep in touch with them, and it's sad. You're like, bye. Because like, a lot of my clients I treat like friends.
Same. And like, I'm literally dressing them the morning of their wedding. Like, that's how close we are at that point. That then at the end of the night, I'm literally just like, oh, okay, bye.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it?
I'm waiting for one of my couples to name their child Georgie. It's not happened yet.
Obviously not that good then, are you?
I know, why though? Maybe they're just having boys.
So with wedding blues,
hold on. So I was finding the actual thing instead of us. So post-wedding blues tend to be more situational and short-lived. You may feel nostalgic, sad, bored, or not motivated for a few days, and this could be directly linked to how the wedding went, the challenges of new marriage, the sudden loss of your wedding-focused activities. Most commonly, people feel post-wedding blues as the letdown of stress and anticipation of the wedding planning gives way to making a significant life transition. During this time, people feel listless, overwhelmed, or even experience some regret.
I'd love to be listless. Love.
You might also feel post-wedding blues as you return to a less exciting everyday chores, bills, jobs, responsibilities. You may feel like you no longer have something to look forward to.
The thing is, I feel like marriage, like you said when we did the episode with Brian, nothing felt different when you were married.
Yeah.
You have this anti-climax of the wedding, and then you're like, right, back to
definitely
reality,
an anti-climax.
back to school run, back to food shopping, back to housework. So I would say, like, what are your kind of tips on how to like deal with the wedding blues? Like, some people are like, thank God that's over.
So I was definitely more on the thank fuck that's over bit, only because it is a lot. It is a lot, and you're, especially those last couple of weeks, it's like all go, and half of it is really fun stuff and half of it is actually really shit stuff, but the fun stuff is like, I reckon now, what are we, 10 months out from our wedding, it's only now that I think actually I could do that again. That was fun. Like, as in, I would really love to do our wedding again and enjoy that process more, but it's taken me a good 10 months to actually feel like that.
So I'd to say there's certain things that happen post a wedding which are enjoyable, which you can strategically place and plan in place. So for example, you won't get your photos back for a good while. Have a little date night when you get them back. Like, I think you and Brian did that, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Sat down together and did that. Your wedding video won't come back for 3 months.
Yeah.
Again, delay your honeymoon, maybe do a mini moon, then go on a bigger honeymoon.
So that's what I would highly recommend what we've done, where so again, because we were so busy before the wedding and the wedding, we booked tickets to Paris for what day? We got married on a Saturday and then we went to Paris on the Monday, I think. So no, maybe the Tuesday. I don't know. Anyway, literally within a couple of days. Please do not go on your honeymoon straight after your wedding, like literally the next day, because it is absolute fucking carnage. Like, think of all the stuff. Like, you know when you cut, like the other day I came back from my premiere from doing weddings. No, came back from Italy and then had to go to weddings. And even then I was like, oh my God, I can't undo my suitcase. This is too much pressure. Blah, blah. Give yourself a couple of days to like, because those couple of days aren't going to be normal days anyway. You're not going to get back into a rhythm of.
It's like post-Christmas, isn't it? Like Boxing Day where you have like leftovers.
Yeah. Eat some wedding cake, unpack.
Open your cards.
Like just enjoy. I'd go home a little bit first and just like kind of reassess the situation, tidy up all the shit.
Look through all of people's like stories and photos.
I definitely spent the first couple of days just watching people's pictures and seeing all stuff. So we booked tickets to Paris, literally just booked flights to Paris because I didn't do anything else before it. And then I think we booked accommodation maybe 2 days before our wedding, because I just didn't have time to think it. And the only reason I booked them is because I knew that we wouldn't go unless I booked a flight. As in, I know that you need a flight to go, but we would have got to a couple of days later and been like, for fuck's sake, I'm just so tired, I can't be bothered. Yeah. But actually going to Paris was really lovely. So really lovely.
How was that like together as a couple?
That was, probably one of the first holidays we've had without Isla anyway. So it was weird and nice to be just the two of us.
A lot of sexy time.
It was Friday every day, that's all I'll say. Oh my God, can I tell you something?
I can't get it out of my head.
No, wait. I don't know if I can tell you this.
Go on.
Dad, if you're listening, please don't watch this bit. So one of the best times we've ever done it is I've sent him out to get me a baguette first. So that
wasn't straight after Paris?
Yeah. So that straight after I could eat a baguette in bed.
You're disgusting. If anyone wants
when
to
in
get
Paris,
so like, what baguette was it?
Like a proper, no butter, no nothing.
Oh,
just like
bread.
Yeah, fresh though.
Yeah, but weren't you like willing to like get it over with quick so you could eat your baguette? Yeah.
No comment.
So yeah, I think it's a really good time to like reconnect, because sexy time on your wedding night, we all know
not happening. No.
Morning after, did you?
Are you fucking joking? I wish you'd seen him the morning after.
Oh. So I feel like it's a good time to like reconnect the sexual
I
connection.
don't think we did anything until our honeymoon.
Yeah.
We did not consummate that marriage until our honeymoon. Again, the day after our wedding, we went out and did the races.
You're just tired.
I was fucking shattered, mate. And then that day we went out. The next day's evening, it was my stepmom's birthday, so we went out for that. The day after, we then had to go back to Rise and clean it. I didn't want to do anything after that. And then I think we went on honeymoon. Yeah. So I just think those couple of days, like exactly like you said, it's that after Christmas, like just kind of figuring out what's happening.
Yeah.
And then we literally just booked all the stuff to do in Paris whilst in that little gap.
How
we were like,
lovely.
what do we want to do?
Yeah, like it's nice to like maybe even like hold back on looking at everything until you go away.
Yeah.
Have a few drinks whilst you're away where it's just you guys, and
the
embrace it and enjoy it.
Do was plan my honeymoon at the same time as my wedding. So that's why we then properly delayed the honeymoon, because I just couldn't, I didn't want to plan anything for just a little bit, just like a tiny bit. I just wanted to enjoy a couple of weeks of not being like, fuck, this needs to be done, and then I need to do this, and then I need to do this. Yeah. So actually, maybe some people would be different, but I would maybe say embrace the fact that you don't have anything to do. Like, enjoy that bit for a tiny little bit, because life comes straight back to you.
Yeah. So what I would recommend is have a few like admin days of like reading your cards, getting your stuff back, getting your dress dry cleaned or whatever you're doing, and like,
oh my God, please get your dress dry cleaned earlier. I sent mine back so much later, and it can't be, bless them, they tried really hard, and it's majority of it's gone, but it's literally got moldy.
It's like, so like those admin days after Christmas, that's what I'd recommend for after your wedding.
Should we make a list of like stuff to get done earlier? Thank you cards.
Yeah, I'd also do all your supplier emails a couple of days
Reviews,
after.
because you're still happy.
Also like deal with any damages, deal with any of that admin, like get it all done. So when you're on honeymoon, or your mini moon,
I reckon if you can give yourself, because I'm also very conscious that people have normal jobs where they have to take holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like, I can marry, I can do whatever I want. So I would maybe say, give yourself 3 days admin after your wedding, at least 3 days, and then book something. Even if you can't, not everybody can afford to go away, go to Cornwall for like 2 nights. Just something so that you can still enjoy.
Yeah, something cute.
Yeah, that
Just
little bit of time.
Married, like we're married kind of thing. And like I said, reconnect, because on your wedding day,
and your wedding day is such a weird day. Like, it's not a normal day.
Like, how many times do you reckon that you kissed Brian on the day?
Well, loads, but only because Pat was like, kiss each other.
Yeah, like when was like an authentic one?
I can't imagine many of them were authentic. I know that sounds like a really mean thing, but there's not many that...
yeah. Let's bring it back down and...
Yeah, I just think it was nice for us to then spend a bit of time also to sit and bitch about everything about the wedding and like...
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, this happened. Did you see these two? And oh my God, these two were so drunk and this was so much fun. And like, just a little rundown of it all was really nice. And then honeymoon later.
And then back to work after those few days. And then like the following weekend, it's like, let's look at honeymoon. Let's look at changing our names. And like, you know, like, I know that's long for you, but it's also like quite exciting for some people who can't wait to change their names.
I don't think anybody finds it exciting.
I can't wait to not change my name.
Yeah, that's what, honestly, I was for the last 12 years, I've been like, I'm going to change my name. We're all going to have the same name finally. I literally couldn't.
You're only doing it because you booked holiday in your name.
Yeah, rookie error.
So yeah, planning date nights.
Yes.
Still.
Yeah.
As a married couple.
Yeah.
Which is really important.
Yeah.
Also, like, in a really weird way, if you have to detach yourself from all the social media you follow that's solely bridal wedding world, where you're like, oh,
like we would never recommend unfollowing us.
No, but like detach from it.
But yeah, like if you feel, that's what I mean, everybody deals with it so differently. If you feel like you have to unfollow everything wedding-y,
do it.
Yeah.
Some people listen to this post-wedding and they're like, it just makes me feel that little bit connected still in the wedding world, because the wedding world is also a bloody brilliant place.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's very supportive. So if you're the opposite of that delete and thingy, use your knowledge to answer some stuff. Like I love seeing, you know, when people go on Facebook things and they're like, oh my God, this has happened. What you can be like, do a TikTok. Oh my God, this is what happened at my wedding and I dealt with it this way and blah blah blah. Like it's okay to still want to be involved in weddings. Doesn't mean you're weird because you're married.
We've got people come to the tour that are married.
Yeah. I don't think it's a once you're married you're out kind of thing. You can still be in our club.
What I would say though is, you just got to be really careful when it comes to like your friends' weddings. Then like the jealousy can start, the comparing can start, and that's no good for you or your friendships.
No, I think that everybody that's married should remember what that feeling felt like when people were not being helpful for yours, and use that to be, how can you be super helpful? What did you need when you were planning your wedding that your friend could do with? Yeah. So do you need someone to go, do you want to talk about something other than the wedding? Do you want to just talk about, like, I know there were times where I just wanted to talk about my wedding when we were planning, but not many people would ask. I don't know. Sometimes you just want someone to say, tell me everything you've done ready for your wedding. Yeah. Like, oh my God, okay. Because Brian was sick of it.
I also think like people will gossip as well, like about the bad things that happened at the wedding. So just, again, remove, like, I'll be like, look, I just had the most amazing day. I don't want to hear about anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to know it. I don't want to hear if, like, better left unsaid.
Yeah, agreed. Join some Facebook groups and just give advice. How do you feel about people that then want to get into the wedding industry?
Great, but you're not a wedding planner.
Ooh.
Just because you've planned your own wedding doesn't make you a wedding planner.
I agree.
You don't see the behind the scenes. You don't see the logistics. You don't see what you need. You don't see the likes of the things that you need, like bins. You don't see the operation behind what we do day in, day out. Like, I'm not married, but I can run a wedding. Like the back of my hand. Yeah. Just like your skill is at your job.
Yeah.
Like it's like going for an operation and be like, I'm going to become a surgeon.
Yes. I think
going to a nice restaurant and eating food, I'm going to become a chef.
Yeah, I do agree with what you're saying. And I get a lot of people message me and say, I really enjoyed planning my wedding. However, there are some people that realise when they're doing it, actually, I'm really fucking like this. Like, you have to love weddings to do this job. If you're serious about that,
get experience.
Yeah, go and get experience. Go and work for some people. Go and, like, you can't go from planning your wedding to being a wedding planner. There's a big steps in between.
And you can't go do an online course.
No, I don't recommend online courses.
Like, if any bit of advice I could give if your wedding planner is advertising that they've got a wedding qualification from an online course. Red flag.
Yeah, sorry.
Big red flag.
The only way you can learn this job is by doing this job. Even people that you'll probably agree, fresh out of uni, still wouldn't know how to run a wedding. You have to go and do them.
So I did an event management degree.
Me too.
And there were, but you didn't finish it.
Oh wait, I quit after 3 months.
I got a first class degree in event management.
Well done, you could answer exams.
And I could leave uni running a wedding because I had a placement year.
Fine, ignore the placement year.
In catering.
Yes.
Where I was put through hell.
So imagine your first day of the catering placement year.
I was shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I was so shit. But I was like, what's the ceremony? What's the registrar? What's the, bear in mind, I'm 18.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah. Do you think age is any...
No.
No?
I also think being too old...
Yeah.
I'm going to be careful when I say this, actually, because there's some really fucking good wedding planners that are older and are very, very good at what they do. But there are some that are just very old school. Like I had a client, I think it's our client, one of our clients, and they booked them, then cancelled them and booked you. It was a guy, and he was very like...
Oh, yes.
Do you know who I'm on about?
Yeah.
And it was, again, no idea.
Yeah, I think, and this is the thing, that's what I was going to say. I learn something at every single wedding I do, which is where all my tips come from, because I'll sit there and go, I mean, that's a great idea.
You can't teach it.
No.
There's some things like with my team as well, like I can give them all the skills and everything, but every single wedding we go to, we learn something new.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing when, and again, I understand when people do their own wedding that they're like, oh my God, I need to fill that gap, and maybe that's the kind of job I want to go into. Cool. If you genuinely feel like that, then you will go and work for free shadowing somebody to fit. Like catering is always the one that we recommend, because you see a lot of the back end of weddings, especially like outside catering is what we kind of mean.
Yes,
but like
I
used to waitress at weddings from the age of 14 years old, and that's how you start to learn. I know that bread comes out when there's a starter, and that you don't touch it with your hands, and that like all of these kind of like stupid little things that you just don't really think about.
Placement of the glasses and what time you need, how long you need for a wedding breakfast, drinks receptions happening, how many glasses of prosecco you need for how many guests, and it's one of them. Catering's a great one. It's also hell. So if you can survive it, then you belong in this world. Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like I wouldn't ever recommend anybody quitting their job to go and start to be a wedding planner before you've done some of the like shit jobs. Like I will waitress at some of the weddings. I've had to waitress. My wedding on Saturday, I was clearing all the stuff, all the plates from the daytime.
It's not a pretty job.
Not a pretty job.
And we say that time and time again. It's not. It may look pretty on the outside, but
it's not glamorous.
The crap you see us do.
But anyway, we've diverged.
I come back from a wedding feeling dirty sometimes.
I am dirty. My worst bit is my bum bag, because I didn't realise how big my bum bag is, and I hit stuff.
I don't realise how much shit I put in my bum bag. I'm like, oh, a flower, or a leaf, or elastic band, and I literally pull it out and I'm like, this is disgusting.
My kit bag this time of year is vile. Like I feel like every wedding that I've left something, I've taken something for, as in like an elastic band, and just hidden stuff in there, because I'll literally walk out of a ceremony and think, fuck, oh my God, clear that up. There's like a bit of plastic, chuck it in my bag, and I look at it, I'm like, ugh. That's like I see a bit of thing, I'm like, oh, just clear it all away. I can't wait for January. I'm going to clean it out. I'm going to try and like section it. Anyway, we totally digress. So if you're having wedding blues and you think that the answer is becoming a wedding planner, it's not always the answer.
It's not always the answer. But if it is, then amazing. Go for it. It's a very
revolving job.
Very
you okay?
I feel like I'm
rewarding.
A very rewarding job.
I agree.
I can speak. Like I don't know why I can't
speak.
speak.
I listened to an episode the other day where you were like, "What did she say, Brian? I'm illiterate. Okay, leave it alone." Like something, and you got the word wrong for being.
I'm not dumb.
I'm not dumb, okay? But anyway, sorry, wedding blues. So we put it on our stories, and I've got some. Okay, so I've got the answers of what people have said. Have you got some as well?
Yeah, I've only got a few.
Let's go one each until we get to the end.
I might need some more from you.
Okay. So these are ways of. So we said basically, how did you deal with wedding blues? So. First one I've got is print the photo. That's a really good point. Print your photos. See, this is why I think I still haven't done some of our stuff from our wedding, is because I didn't get that feeling of wedding blues. Again, I'm surrounded by weddings. I don't think I'll ever get them unless I stopped doing this job. But if you do start to feel like that, go back down the wedding route.
I've got such a good idea.
What?
You know when you get your video back, why don't you have your bridal party round, a groomsman round, and you know that like
a showing.
the people that you've been around so much because of the wedding, and show it.
Because I think that's the bit I miss of anything, and I don't know how to word it without sounding what am I? Was narcissist again? But like it's the thing of that you're never going to be the center of it again,
but also having that mix of groups around,
like
the hen party, like it was a mad group, but it worked.
I want to do it again, so I really want to recreate my hen do, but I'm worried that because when it's for your hen do, it's okay. That's what I mean. Like I would love that group of people all together again, though.
It was fun.
But how do I? What can
it wasn't like as well. Like what was nice, it wasn't cliquey.
No, it was such a random group of people. But what's my excuse? So that is the bit I'm sad about from the wedding.
Have a birthday party.
Yeah, but you still wouldn't. It still would. Yeah, I guess so. It just feels weird then, doesn't it? So anyway, somebody said print the photos, make plans, preserve your bouquet, leave suppliers reviews, and plan an anniversary. Nice.
Plan an anniversary. That's key.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Cry daily.
Did I cry after my wedding? No, I don't think. I think I'm okay. Mini moon, then honeymoon 3 months later to still have something to look forward to. Totally great. So I went a little bit too far and have gone for it a year later. But again, some people don't have as ridiculous lives busy wise. So yeah, maybe like that 3 to 6 month. Because it is nice to look forward to something. I would again book the honeymoon. We still haven't booked our excursions for the honeymoon. That's something that would be really nice to sit down and be like, right, what should we do each day? Plan it all out.
Close my planner and grab some wine.
Nice. Yeah.
End of a chapter.
Yeah.
Box it off. If you're not bothered, box it off. Draw a line under it.
I think even if you are bothered, you should box it off and just acknowledge that
it's like when you
submit
an assignment.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh. Somebody said by setting personal goals of things I wanted to achieve in the upcoming year. Yes.
Nice.
Like that.
And like what you want to do as a married couple. Like what are your goals for the year?
You know I love a goal. Can't wait to get my.
We did that on holiday this year.
Did you?
Like what's things we wanted to do before we have family?
What are they? Give us some.
Wanted to go to more concerts.
Yeah. Okay.
Where is it? I've got a list actually.
Yeah. Tell me your goals. What's
America.
Okay.
We want to do America. Oh, bucket list before babies. That's what we called it. Skiing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like skiing. Go to more concerts.
Yeah.
We'd like to do Ibiza, but I don't think we're gonna have time now.
Why, when you have a baby?
Don't know. We would have done closing parties, but we went on a different holiday. Do more to our house, like decorate our house how we want it.
Yeah.
Do monthly date nights because we don't do them at all.
It's my turn to do a date night, and I have moaned at Brian for the last.
Do you know who's really fucking good at it? Is Mel.
Yeah, I know. How the fuck have they got time to do them though?
She literally, I literally screenshot all of hers, and they're like all really fun.
Yeah, I know, but I don't understand. I haven't got time. And it's my turn to do B. We're on fucking B.
What did you do for A?
Alice in Wonderland.
Escape room.
Yeah.
Did you do it? Did you complete it?
Yeah. I mean, they gave us extra time that we didn't realise they gave us extra time.
Yeah, we did that one. That one's fucking
so
hard, isn't it?
So Brian did that one, so it's literally on me.
Do you remember the escape room we did?
Yeah, what was it though?
And we were all dressed as like voyagers. And
yeah. I do love an escape room.
Brian, Brian's putting his hand up.
What do you want, Brian?
Do you remember for years you said I missed?
Yeah, but you missed it for years.
Yeah, Brian, we can't hear you. Where's your mic gone?
It's not your turn. You missed it.
Oh, he said it's not my turn. I've missed it. So you don't want it then? Why can't mine be Blink 182?
That's good. There we go.
Because I bought the tickets.
You didn't buy
Isn't
the
it
ticket.
182.
Blink 182 it is, yeah. But we argued about that as well.
Okay, so Brian's now on C.
Well, am I not allowed to do? Can I have Blink 182?
Why don't you just send him the money for it? We have the same. You have joint bank account.
That's what I mean. When he says I bought the tickets, you didn't. You put them into the. You put our card details into the reader.
Birthday night came from my money, didn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do a B.
Better get some more sponsors of podcasts so you can afford a date night.
Help me, I'm poor.
Right, so you're doing B.
I've got to do B, yeah. What can I do?
Do you know what I really want to do?
What?
I really want to go wine tasting. And do you know why I want to go wine tasting? It's because we are obviously buying our drink for Christmas. And like we don't drink, like Whispering Angels, my rosé bottle here.
Shout out.
But like a good red. Like I want to go.
I don't like wine.
But I feel like it's because I haven't gone and like, you know, like
tasted
the ones that we actually like. To be like, you know what, this is the wine we like. Our friends.
That's very true. That's very true.
Our friends Cam and Nath literally love wine, and they're like wine connoisseurs, and I'm like, I will just have the house.
Which one's the sweetest?
Which one's the sweetest?
Which one can I mix with lemonade? So Brian has wine qualifications.
Oh.
So he knows, but I've been to a wine tasting when I did catering, but again, I was just like, I don't like it.
I went to a wine tasting in Greece and I just was on the mission to get drunk. I was like, I paid €50 for this.
I do think date nights are a great. Again, we're a bad example because
we don't do them.
I'm just so busy.
I'm envious
I
of
haven't
people
got
that do
time.
them, and they have they seem so loved up and they have a great time. But for us, sometimes date night's just a fucking inconvenience.
That's what I
The
mean.
Dog and
Yeah.
all of that. But we are going to try. I've planned. Jack doesn't listen to this podcast, so I can say what we've done.
Out, mate.
So he was in Dublin for 5 days. 5 days doing stuff at his brother's house. Nothing's been done on my house. That's fine. But I've booked to go. I saw the Sunset Boulevard
Theatre.
I just said, look, what are we doing this weekend? He said nothing. I was like, right, we're just blocking off.
Okay,
and he's now
cute.
forgotten about it. And then we're going to go Winter Wonderland.
Nice.
And
Is
then
that open?
in December.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant this weekend.
And then I also booked Sunny Federa tickets.
I don't know what that is.
A DJ.
Oh.
That's one of our bucket list before babies go to a rave.
Oh, Brian, I think we need to sit down because the problem that we have is, like, this week I was away for 2 days, 2 nights.
You just
The
got to
week
lock
before I
the
was
date
3
out
and I can't thingy Isla off like
all the time.
yeah. So then some of it, but we do family days. Family days we're good at, but I just forget.
It doesn't lead to Friday night though.
No,
You know what I mean?
Friday night has to happen.
Does it still happen? It's Friday night still. You haven't been here Friday nights.
Oh, you want a Friday wedding? Oh, you're far away. Okay,
I'll come.
But again, I'm not there very often, and it's not good. But I will do
But
my
I
date
think
night.
these things are important pre-wedding and post-wedding.
Agree. I think you should have some date nights. I mean, it's different for people that have kids and that don't have kids, though.
Wedding plannings are great for date nights. So like wine tasting, food tasting,
But also think you should do some dates where you do not talk about the wedding.
Yeah.
So that because I think that's why then people get the blues, is because it has been so consuming that that's the only conversation they've had with people for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I think if you've had a few date nights prior to your wedding where you're like, we're not fucking talking about it.
I'm going to try and go wine tasting this weekend.
Oh no, I want to come.
Are you doing a wedding?
Yeah, free.
Well, sure.
No, you can't. It's the rugby. Oh no, when are you guys listening to this? The weekend that she's talking about is the World Cup final, and so I'm not working on Saturday actually, but I've got a wedding on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And Brian's
You're not working on Saturday?
Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. But Brian's working on the Saturday, and he's South African, and South Africa are in the final.
Who with?
New Zealand. Ooh, New Zealand got it. So this episode airs after it, so I'm saying that New Zealand won. Anyway, sorry, right, I got lost. More tips. So talk to my married friends who had been through the same and accepted it was okay to feel this way.
Yeah, talking is key.
Dinner parties with married people would be great.
Yes.
Because then you can be like, tell me about your wedding, blah, blah, or just not talk about them.
Love a dinner party.
Do you think this is why a lot of people have kids straight after a wedding?
Yes and no, but I feel like it's just the life path that we've been ingrained to have, isn't it? Get married, have kids.
Yeah.
Because you're not even meant to live together, are you?
Oh,
really?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, somebody put, oh my God, please share. I got married 2 weeks ago and I'm so sad.
No.
Have you got some? Have you done all yours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got loads. Make exciting plans and focus on all the things to come. This is brilliant. We're already planning all the fun things we'll do once we're not paying for the wedding. That's a great idea. So our money that we used to put monthly away for the wedding is now gone onto the honeymoon. When our honeymoon's done, I'm buzzing to be spending that monthly.
On date nights.
Yeah, what we're going to... Oh, yeah. We could do date nights.
We got the money back then. That's why you couldn't do your date night.
Yeah.
There we go.
I got no money, Brian. I'm saving for the honeymoon.
Brian's richer than you, so therefore he could afford the date nights.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's all the same money, remember?
I'd spend the money you get on your wedding from your wedding cards.
Oh, yeah. No, but it goes on honeymoon, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes. Yeah. You got to cash that money in.
Yeah, true.
You just want to be like, can you just bank transfer me?
Oh, no. Someone said, I don't know. I still have them. Can't cope. Somebody else has said, do a mini moon straight after so then you can enjoy the honeymoon later. Look at the pictures and videos as much as possible. Ask the photographer for sneak peeks and know when they're coming. Yeah. This one's brilliant. Booked a holiday and got kittens. Have nice plans to look forward to the month after the wedding, or find a new hyperfixation. For me, it's Christmas.
Yes.
I find that though. I find that dinner parties now are a little bit better.
Hobby.
Yeah.
Look at getting a hobby.
Yeah.
Making money online. Do you know what I mean?
Side
like
hustles.
side hustles.
Yeah.
Let's put if you've got all that time in the world to plan a wedding, you've got all that time to make more money.
This is the thing that I think that is what people suddenly realize, and they're like, "Fuck, I've literally got a gap of." Because
you could make that money back from your side hustle.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something like the average person spends. I'm going to find it before I start quoting. How long do people spend? No, how many hours? How many hours are spent planning a wedding? How many do you think?
200?
200, 300 hours.
I can bloody believe it.
Yeah. So think of all that time. What are you going to do with that time? How are you spending it?
Dunno.
I think a side hustle's great. Or, like they said, Christmas, Halloween. Like, there's always a season.
Like, theme more of the seasons that you're doing. We're going to talk about that next episode, aren't we?
Well, yeah. But like spring, like just do it all.
Do like reef
do
workshops.
the house.
And yeah.
I think you might have to force yourself to do something else. And once you get into something else, you'll then be like, cool, I'm here. This is where I'm happy.
Keep the gym up if you've been going to the gym for the wedding. Like, don't stop doing what you were doing to get you to stay a place where you're really happy with yourself for the wedding. And then don't let that go. Like, keep that hobby up.
Yeah, true. Any more tips for wedding blues?
No.
I think we've covered a lot of stuff. I think that's good. I think at the end of the day,
it's just preparing you for it. And I don't think you realise that you get it because no one talks about it. It's such a taboo topic, and it's like planning out what we said.
It's a proper sadness.
Yeah.
It's not, wedding blues, blah, 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 which is why I'm not talking about it as if I've had, because I know that I'm not feeling that. There are some people that have fucking lost an identity because you turn into this, you turn into a bride and then you're not a bride anymore.
Yeah.
And never will you be a bride anymore.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Shall we do top tips and bouncing back? Top tips for wedding blues.
Book a mini moon a few days after the wedding, and then even maybe use that to plan your honeymoon.
Make a celebration of when you get your photos back. Do like a video screening of the videography and bring those people back together in the groups that they weren't naturally formed, if that makes sense. So keep the people around you, because I feel like you get into this bubble of being around your family and friends so much. Like, when my brother got married, we were with his family, her family, all the time. Like, all the time we were having breakfast with them, doing this, hen parties. So bringing those two different families and friends back together and keeping the bubble going for that a little bit longer. So you want your bubble to gently dissolve,
not pop. Yeah, okay, I like that. Date nights. Maybe theme them like we've said before about the alphabet date nights. Maybe you theme them around your wedding. So you go and buy a cake one day. You do wine tasting one day. Like little bits so you can keep that alive.
Find something to focus on that's not the wedding. Find a new hobby. Find, like, if you liked the crafting side of the wedding, let's look at crafting for the holiday seasons that we've got coming up, like Easter, Halloween, Christmas.
Nice. Figure out if you enjoyed the wedding or the wedding industry.
Good. See
if it's something that you would like to pursue, or figure out if you just enjoyed it because it was your wedding.
Nice. Wait, so this is a picture from a bride.
Yeah.
Don't pull that face because it makes me nervous and I can't cope. Oh, your face. Just tell me.
I had an allergic reaction to my makeup.
More?
The salon didn't offer a trial before and I didn't really think much of it. We got to the wedding venue an hour from the salon and my entire chin, cheek area and nose was red as a tomato, swollen, and my eyes were watering. Thankfully, I was arriving at the venue to put my dress on, so my bridesmaids had a chance to try and cover up as best they could. But all I do now is see from my photos that my face looks totally swollen and out of shape. How do I get over this? Fuck.
Make sure you have a trial. This is your public service announcement. Have a makeup trial. I've had an allergic reaction before to like charcoal soap, and honestly my face flared up. Like I had like adult acne overnight.
Because that's not something like you can't really.
I'd like, please Photoshop these photos. I promise I don't look like that. You just feel shit all day.
Oh God.
What on earth did they use?
Airbrush stuff apparently.
Oh no.
Guys, you got patch test.
Patch test.
It's like when people have lashes done. I spoke to the lady who does my lashes, actually. She had her lashes done the day before her wedding, and she had a chemical burn from it. Like, 'cause sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
But she was like, my eye was swollen, totally bloodshot.
Runny.
Oh,
Watery eye.
this is why you don't have any treatments done.
You need to do your skincare treatment.
Don't change anything. Nothing at all.
Top tips: get your wedding makeup done for your hen party as
Yeah.
a trial run.
Yeah.
Because if your hen party's ruined, it's not great, but it's not your wedding day.
Yes, I had my nails done for my hen do, my lashes done, and a tan to
Yeah.
check how
And
it all worked.
Your tan wasn't great, was it? So you didn't.
No, so I didn't then have that. So it's missed my fucking legs. That's the bit I wanted tanned.
There we go. God, that's
God,
shit. That's
so
horrible.
shit.
And there's you going, I just would like to change the way I looked on my wedding day. At least you didn't have an allergic reaction.
That is very true. God's sake. Oh, that's so shit.
That's
I feel bad
sad.
for her. I want a tip jar. I don't care if you say no.
All right, go on then.
Okay, hold on. Venues that don't allow confetti.
Don't book them. Oh. No, joking. I mean, I'm not that set on a confetti shot. I know you're like, you need to have it.
It's my favourite photo for the whole day.
So you can't have them. You can't have them. Let's think of another way to do a really cool photo.
Go on then.
Like,
Do you want to throw it back?
yeah.
I'm hearing more and more venues say, because obviously I set up the confetti shot, and they're always like, don't come near the door because that stuff doesn't disintegrate anywhere. We've got a wedding tomorrow and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up.
See, I don't like the bubbles. They're not for me.
I wouldn't have bubbles, but again, I don't not like them. But if you're gonna do bubbles, you got to do bubbles.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the little tiny, because
No,
you
you need
them.
the
If like
guns.
2 bubbles come out, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, you need the guns.
I like. Do I? Sometimes you can have the sticks with the ribbon.
Yeah, I feel like if you're having a really like
Festivally
vibe, yeah.
It would, if we whacked out sticks with ribbons
At my
ours,
wedding.
or yours, wouldn't. People would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You'd be murdered.
Yeah. Whereas I've literally done one with the sticks.
I'd be
and
like,
it's so cute.
Get out.
Get your fucking stick out.
Nah, I'd be like, what the fuck is that?
What else do people use? You can get ones where you throw it and it's like ribbon, but it's all stays attached.
Oh, I've seen
Have you seen
that.
those? So it's like a ring, I think, and you throw it.
Thing is, I'd rather not do something that's
Not confetti.
not confetti and try and form it in. Like, I would look at what types of photos you're having, because I've seen people do like more of the magazine style cover group photos, which are a little bit cooler. And
yeah.
like, what's the aim of the confetti shot? You
It's just
guys.
so pretty though. I love confetti. Is there somewhere else you can go and do it?
Yeah.
Can you go out onto public
Is
road?
that allowed? Is that the law? If it's biodegradable, then why couldn't
Yeah.
you?
Or speak to the venue and say, look, like, why? Seriously, why?
Or
Can I
do-
use leaves?
Do it, yeah. Dirty.
No, but clean them. I saw somebody clean. Why were they cleaning the
The
leaves?
ultimate wedding planner at Tortworth Court.
Were they cleaning the leaves?
Yes. And there was like bottle caps and stuff in there.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'd say is, if you want that confetti shot, maybe just do a smaller one with just the 2 people. Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah.
That is a really bad tip. Don't do that, because you'll get charged.
You will get charged. Yeah.
But if you could go off site with just the 2 of you in somewhere and do that.
If you said I have to have, because I was a little bit like, I'm having a confetti shot, I would go off site with the photographer coordinator and say, throw some fucking confetti over me over here, and we'll just do that. Because if you want one of our favorite photos is the close up of us kissing in the confetti shot, so you can't really see the people. It doesn't really matter too much about the line. But I do love confetti, and anyone that's listening to this that's umming and ahhing about it, please do confetti. You don't care, do you? But it's such a nice, it's like an iconic moment. You'll never get to do that again.
Yeah, all right.
Or sparklers.
Yeah.
Sparklers can work for people that, if you're not allowed confetti. What else?
If you're not allowed confetti and you're allowed sparklers, then
definite. Yeah, I know, but it's because there's nothing on
Rules.
the floor, is there? Doesn't litter anything. It's when weddings do back-to-back, venues that do back-to-back weddings, and they don't want you to see the confetti from the wedding before.
leaf blower.
I know, just hoover it up. What's the drama? Are you getting enough money?
I saw that Alvis from
What?
Tortworth hoover up pels. I was like, you are a legend.
I just think it's an iconic thing. I think if venues started saying, like, I do actually think people wouldn't book a venue if they didn't allow confetti.
I don't know if that's that much of a deal breaker.
I think it is.
Okay then, hun.
I think I wouldn't book anywhere if I couldn't do my confetti. But then we cleared up the confetti the next day. That was a shit job.
Yeah, but yours is easier.
No, it was not, because it got wet, and because we
Uh,
did ours inside,
Yeah.
it got a bit wet and stuck to the floor. It was
I
annoying.
get why. And do you know what annoys me even more? When you do confetti inside and it goes in my candles, I literally can't fucking stand it, because you then
guys,
ruin all my candles.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
You'll get a bill. You'll get a big bill.
Right, shall we end that one there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next week, themes. Christmas.
This is Beth's
Halloween.
worst nightmare, and I think we should have a close up on her the whole episode and watch her go.
Well,
Let's
I hope
jump
you
to
enjoyed
it.
this one. I hope it was a bit of a more of an insight into the
Yeah.
wedding world and what happened.
Let us know after if there's more ways that you've dealt with wedding blues, or if you think there's like, is there anywhere that you could like genuinely can get help and things like that, because it, like we said, it is a form of depression. Depends how blue it gets. But remember, you can always talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you. Bye.